more than 400 students took the Centennial Commitment Pledge, which challenges students to stay with AOTA through 2017. If all of today's student members maintain their AOTA membership through 2017, the size and therefore the resources of AOTA would literally double. Let me say that again, literally double. Let's hear it for the thousands of students who have since taken the Centennial Commitment Pledge, and I ask, by the end of this week, another 1,000 join them. Only when you get moved. But thanks to, there's so many wonderful things that I'm going to tell you about them. Thanks to our grassroots advocacy, we successfully held up as we extended the Medicare therapy cap exceptions process, reversing a 27% scheduled payment reduction. That's a big deal. David and Goliath fashion, occupational therapy educator Samir Rafidi approached the Intercollegiate Bureau of Academic Costume. Wow. And for the first time, occupational therapy now has our very own academic regalia color, slate blue, which our students can wear with pride at commencement exercises. Woohoo! Was the first occupational therapist to lead an infrastructure grant from the NIH National Center for Medical Rehabilitation Research, receiving more than $4 million in research funding. Now this is the big time to clap. Let's hear it for these gladiators in the ring, successfully fighting for occupational therapy. Yeah, significance of the hero's journey lies not in the taste of victory, but in the personal, spiritual, and moral transformation that happens along the way. In Philosophy of Freedom, Rudolf Steiner asserts, there is given to the human being the possibility of transforming himself, just as within the seed there lies the possibility of becoming a whole plant. There is no doubt that each year closer to 2017, and 2012 will be no different, OT in HD is accelerating our own transformation. It's triggering a change in our own self-concept and identity, in the ways we are competing in the wider arena of healthcare, in the ways we are redefining what it means to be a complete occupational therapy practitioner, educator, advocate, scholar, or scientist. In so many respects, we too have been transformed during this journey, and professional life will never be the same. Now, take some comfort in the fact that transformation is fundamentally a process of refinement, not replacement. The soul of occupational therapy remains steady. Our everyday pursuits are more than worthy. We still work to ease human suffering and optimize participation in the activities that make life worth living. We conduct scientific research to develop effective interventions and discover new knowledge. We mentor students who will grow into the next generation of leaders. And students, you hone your personal excellence through your dedication to your studies and your dedication and commitment to the profession. What valuable and admirable tasks, diligence, compassion, and integrity are essential to the soul of our profession and the spirit of all who make occupational therapy their career. However, this is a brave new world, and in order for occupational therapy to not simply survive, but to thrive, we must continue to evolve. The information revolution is changing the whole world. What are the implications for how decisions are made in a world overwhelmed by raw data? Is it any surprise that when policymakers demand data, also known as evidence, for occupational, is it any surprise that they demand data, known as evidence, for occupational therapy's effectiveness? Information is also more portable, accessible, and interactive than ever before. And I'll tell you, the tweets that were going on yesterday, I've heard about them, thank you, they were nice. But anyway, how will we use mobile devices and applications to enhance occupational therapy practice? How will we ensure that the electronic medical records capture our full scope and our effectiveness? Care and reimbursement systems are riddled with complexity, and politics will continue to carve out the landscape of healthcare. How will we maintain and expand occupational therapy's political clout? Today's most prevalent long-term threats are chronic conditions, obesity, heart disease, and diabetes, hastened by contemporary lifestyles. How will we strategically position occupational therapy at the forefront of health promotion and chronic disease management? Ironically, the nature of modern warfare combined with advances in trauma medicine rendered once fatal combat injuries survivable. How will occupational therapy continue to develop innovative interventions that best serve America's wounded warriors? How will we position occupational therapy as a cutting-edge profession, not only in disease or care or educational management, but in life management, making a difference for real people in their real-world circumstances to ensure they can live life to its fullest? By seeing ourselves as heroes on a journey to 2017, we capture the attitude of occupational therapy in high definition. At its core, that's what AOT in HD has emphasized, attitude. Or maybe more accurately, an attitude adjustment. Too often the phrase attitude adjustment is used negatively. I believe the attitude adjustment of OT and HD will be beneficial for us, our profession, and the consumers we serve. This attitude adjustment says an aura of confidence is critical to securing leadership positions in healthcare systems. It believes that, as I discussed at last year's conference, playing nice need not be mistaken for playing dead. Rather, it embraces a healthy spirit of competition to hone personal excellence, what the Greeks called arete. This attitude says power is not a dirty word. OT in HD has been a call for you to recognize the transformational power in your own self and in the work you perform every single day. Each of you are individual, vibrant pixels, and together we shimmer in the widescreen, crystal clear, high-resolution picture of occupational therapy in the 21st century. However, achieving the Centennial Vision's promise to meet society's occupational needs will require more than an internal attitude adjustment. That's why the next phase of our journey to the Centennial Vision must focus on becoming more engaged with science and immersed in evidence. This is why I am so excited to build upon OT and HD by unveiling a vision of occupational therapy in high definition 3D. OT in HD 3D. For the past 2 years, OT in high definition has focused on cultivating the attitude necessary for empowering our profession. OT in high definition 3D goes a step further by aligning this empowered attitude with the rigor and credibility of science. If OT in HD was all about attitude, OT in 3D is attitude plus evidence. Together, attitude with evidence, OT in HD 3D will accelerate our journey toward the Centennial Vision. Allow me to further explain the concept of HD 3D, and it's not going to be very long, don't worry. In the original script, it was actually 3 pages long, and we decided, no, it's got to go. It's gone. So you won't learn too much about the visual system here, but in terms of video screens, HD 3D has both the high definition, the HD, and the three-dimensional display, the 3D. The methods used to create the 3D experience mimic the biological hardwiring of our visual system. Just as our 2 eyes provide us with a sense of depth perception, traditional 3D projects 2 images which are perceived by the brain as one. In the same way, occupational therapy in HD 3D merges 2 separate perspectives, attitude and evidence, into one cohesive picture. Like 3D video, which converges images creating an experience more than the sum of its parts, the synergy between attitude and evidence is greater than either one alone. This double vision, attitude with evidence, will bring occupational therapy out of the 2-dimensional flat screen and display the depth and substance we bring into the 3-dimensional realities of our patients' lives. Of course, I know you already know why occupational therapy must continue to build the scientific knowledge base, and why practice must become evidence-based practice. I know you know that. For one, policy decisions concerning coverage and funding will continue to be built around scientific evidence. Policymakers will see that every drop of value is squeezed out of every dollar spent. Last year, the first baby, and we heard about this morning, and I'm one of them. I'm in the first group, the first class of baby boomers. We heard about this last night, I guess it was yesterday. I have no idea about timing. I was at the student unconference, and still reverberating.